Hi guys, as always, it's Joe from PrepAgent, ready to go. Hope you guys are having, or you're getting ready to have a good 4th of July. Let's see, what do we have here today? We're doing contracts, right guys? Yes? Let's go over to the contracts. And we are ready to go. And you guys got any big plans today? Big plans for the 4th of July? I do not have big plans. I'm actually getting ready for a big trip that I'm leaving for tomorrow. But you guys won't know the difference because we're all online, right? So we could be anywhere in the world. You guys could be in Russia, Kenya, North Dakota, Florida, Canada. I don't know. We wouldn't know the difference. That's the beauty of the internet, right, guys? Okay. Did any of you guys see my webinar yesterday about how to start a Facebook page? And you guys see my webinar about a Facebook page last night? What did you guys think if you guys saw that? I'm not sure if any of you guys saw that. I'm thinking about continuing that, but doing it more in the format of how we do it here with vocab and questions as a way to learn instead of me just lecturing. I'm not sure how much I love the idea of just lecturing like I did yesterday. It felt a little awkward not having that interaction that I have with you guys like I do now when we do questions and vocabulary. So would always love your feedback, as that's a work in progress. Yesterday was our first pilot session, if you want to call it that. Okay, so with that being said, and let's do some contracts. Yeah? All right, here we go. One of the main benefits of a sale leaseback transaction would be A, you have the option to lease the property back after the termination of the lease. B, the ability of the seller to deduct all those future rent payments as a business expenditure. C, the ability to maintain the book value of the new buyer. D, you can get the deposit back with no objection. Okay, the answer is B. Well, I'm glad it showed you new things, Latrice. I'm happy about that. Like I said yesterday, a lot of people are not big social media people, but there's a big difference between a social media person for pleasure and doing it for work. For work, it's advertising, it's marketing, just like anything else. It's not the same as just liking to chat with people on your phone. You got to have a different mindset with it. You got to think of it more like part of your business, not part of pleasure. So when people say they're not really social media people, they're really talking about, they don't like to use it for pleasure, for communicating with friends, family, and other loved ones. But when we were talking about yesterday, using it for marketing is a different deal. Okay, but back to this. So sale leaseback. Who here knows what a sale leaseback is? What's a sale leaseback? What do you guys think? What's a sale leaseback? A sale leaseback. So what I like to say, good job, Kathy. So let's word it a little better. Everybody ready for this? A sale leaseback. The vendor becomes the lessee. The vendor becomes the lessee. The vendor becomes the lessee. Everybody write that down. I really want to use the definitions, staying in line with the vocab we learned for the real estate exam as best we can. So I want to stay with that O-R-E-E. The vendor becomes the lessee. Okay. All right. So why is that important? Well, it's important if you guys have a business and you need money. Okay. Instead of getting a loan from a bank, you just sell your property. You don't go anywhere. It's a win for the new owner because they got a great tenant. It's a win for you. So you got immediate money for your business and you get to deduct all the future rent. Okay. You get to deduct it as a future business expense. Okay. So the vendor becomes the lessee. Okay, by the way, is a sale leaseback a bilateral or unilateral contract? Is it bilateral or unilateral? What do you guys think? Is a sale leaseback bilateral or unilateral? Is a sale leaseback bilateral or unilateral? Kathy Clark says bilateral. Good job, guys. Everybody's running bilateral, which is correct. What is a bilateral contract? Who knows what a bilateral contract is? What's a bilateral contract? What do you guys think? What's a bilateral contract? Good. Two promises, a promise for a promise. Excellent. Good job, guys. All right. Next question. None of the following would automatically term an offer to buy real property except A, rejection of the offer by the offeror, B, rejection of the offer by the offeree, C, an inquiry by the offeree as to whether the offeror will accept different terms, D, revocation of the offer by the offeree. Good job, guys. Real quick, I just want to tell you how much you guys have inspired me to do better with this business. I was so scared to do this before because I was afraid it would be so difficult on the chat and there'd be a lot of bad people. But I've had such a great experience with this that it's really taught me a lesson not to focus on the little things that could go wrong, just push ahead and, things may surprise you. So I hope that applies for you guys who practice real estate because we tend to focus on all the little potential things that could go wrong and that tends to stop us when the reality is those little things are the minority. The majority of the time, a lot of great things could happen. So I want to thank you guys. I was really nervous about doing this, but this has really worked out great. And it's a testament to you guys. And I appreciate it. It's really inspired me to try new things in my business, push forward, and hopefully do even better things like the webinar I tried yesterday. So I'm going to keep working on that. And, so I just wanted to thank you guys for being so great with all this. And I truly appreciate it. Okay, it was very scary for me to go online like this. All right, here we go. So none of the following would automatically terminate an offer to buy real property except when we clicked rejection of the offer by the offeree. Okay, what are the 4 essentials of a valid contract? What do you guys think? What are the 4 essentials of a valid contract? What do you guys think? What are the 4 essentials of a valid contract? What are the 4 essentials of a valid contract? We go over this a lot in these webinars, so everybody should get this right. Legal, consideration, consent, and lawful. Okay? So it's actually legal, consideration, capable, and, it's agreement, capable, lawful, and consideration. Agreement, capable, lawful, and consideration. So agreement is mutual agreement, meeting of the minds, things of that nature. Capable is capable parties. Lawful means it must be legal. And consideration is some form of payment, which does not have to be money. What do you guys need for agreement to be agreement? What do you guys think? What do you need for agreement to be agreement? What do you guys need for mutual consent or agreement to be, agreement? Okay, what do you need for it to be meeting of the minds? So meeting of the minds, agreement, and mutual consent are all the same thing. They're just different ways of saying the same thing. What do you need for that to happen? Nice job, Kathy Clark. It's a 3-step process. Offer, acceptance, and communicate back that acceptance. Kathy wrote acknowledgement, which is awesome. All right, good job, Kathy. First one to get that one. Okay. In a listing, which clause will allow a broker to collect a commission for a specified period of time after the term of the listing has expired? A, acceleration clause. B, protection period clause. C, release clause. D, delay pay clause. What do you guys think? And the answer is B. What's another word for a protection period clause? So you could see this in another way on your exam. There's another word for the protection period clause, just so nobody gets confused on their exam. Who knows what that is? Oh, Kathy Clark's on a roll today. Okay, the safety clause. It's also called the safety clause. So if you guys see that on your exam, they mean the same thing. All right. Hi, Tanya. Make sure you have it changed to HD 720. Okay, go to your settings and just make sure you update the settings to make sure it's on HD 720. I believe that's correct. If any of the guys on chat know any different, just write that in the chat to help out Tanya. But I think that's what needs to be done. Okay, so just make sure you're on the right settings. If it's on 720 and it's blurry today, I apologize. We'll figure out the solution later, but I know that for a lot of people. Try resetting it, refreshing the screen. So it's on 720 and it's blurry, and maybe your connection. But if not, then just listen as I read all these out loud. By the way, that brings me to another point. I read all these out loud just so you guys know, not just so you can follow it as we do this webinar, but also if you guys listen to the recordings, I read it out loud so you can listen to it as you're going to the gym or you're online at the post office. So you could listen to the whole webinar and you don't need to see it to be able to follow. That's my goal, okay? All right, so that's one of the others to read out loud. So I want you guys to take advantage of that. Listen to it while you're walking the dog or doing whatever. And that's why I read it out loud for everybody. With that being said, next question. Assume a broker took an open listing. He then made an oral agreement with another broker to share the commission on the property. The second broker procured an offer resulting in the sale of the property. The first broker refused to share his commission on the sale. A, the second broker would stand a good chance of winning a court suit for his share of the commission. B, the second broker could sue the seller for his share of the commission. C, he need not share the commission as it was an open listing. D, he need not share the commission due to the statute of frauds. Okay. The answer is A. The second broker would stand a good chance of winning a court suit for his share of the commission. Why is that? Okay, so why is that? What do you guys think? Why is that the answer? So we have a lot of elements here. Who wants to take a stab at this? Why is that the answer? So I'll read it again. Assume a broker took an open listing. He made an oral agreement with another broker to share the commission on the property. The second broker procured an offer resulting in the sale of the property. The first broker refused to share his commission on the sale. And the answer is A, the second broker would stand a good chance of winning a court suit for his share of the commission. Okay, good, because he was the procuring cause and it's an oral agreement, all right? That's still an agreement. Remember, not all things need to be in writing. So good. All right, so that could be enforceable. Nice job, guys. Okay, not everything needs to be in writing. Now, with that being said, it's hard to prove it in a court of law. But if they could prove it, however they prove it, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. All right, but if they can prove it, they could get that commission. Okay. Who here knows what an open listing is? What's an open listing? What do you guys think? What's an open listing? And you guys know what an open listing is? Free for all. Good. It's not exclusive to any agency or any broker, anything of that nature. Good. All right. Open listing. Okay. So there's two general categories of listings. Do you guys know what they are? There's two general categories. All right. What are they? Okay. What do you guys think? So you got the exclusive and the open. You have the exclusive and open. Or you can say exclusive and non-exclusive if you want. Non-exclusive and open means the same thing. Exclusive and open. Within the exclusive listing, there's two categories within the exclusive listing. What are the two types of listings within that framework of exclusive? What do you guys think? So you got two categories, open and exclusive. Within the exclusive, you have two types of listings. What are they? Okay, so open means you can work with anybody. Exclusive means you can only work with one broker. Under the exclusive listing, there's two ways you can work with that one broker. The exclusive right to sell and the exclusive agency. What is the difference between an exclusive right to sell and exclusive agency? What is the difference between an exclusive right to sell and exclusive agency? What do you guys think? What's the difference between exclusive right to sell and exclusive agency? Okay, Tanya Hayes wrote, an agency, you may not get paid. That's correct. All right, Sophie said, one, you need to prove current cause, the other you do not. Okay, so the big difference is the exclusive agency, if the owner sells, you get nothing. Exclusive right to sell, you get paid no matter what. All right, does that make sense, guys? I think we all know this. By the way, if you're starting to think that this information is boring because it's redundant and seems a little easy for you, guess what? That means you're ready for the exam. Congratulations. Okay. In a weird way, that's good news. Okay, here we go. Next. All right. The duration of a listing agreement is A, whatever is negotiated between the broker and the seller. B, 3 months. C, whatever is negotiated between the agent and the seller. Or D, 90 days. Okay, and the answer is A, whatever is negotiated between the broker and the seller. Good, excellent. There is no standard commission. If an agent tells you guys, all right, ready for this question? It's a tough one. There's a standard commission. Is that legal or illegal? What do you guys think? If an agent tells you there's a standard commission, is that legal or illegal? If an agent tells you that there's a standard commission, is that legal or illegal? Okay, you say illegal. What act is that a violation of? What act is that a violation of? So when they tell you it's that there's a standard commission, it's a violation of, nice job, Red Pill Rich, good job. It's a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. High five, Red Pill Rich. You got the first one to get that right. It's a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Good. Can you guys give me other examples of violations of the Sherman Antitrust Act that could come up in your exam and, frankly, come up as you practice real estate? Can you guys give me other examples of violations of the Sherman Antitrust Act? Okay, price fixing, market allocating, boycotting. All right, good. Geographic targeting. When I say geographic targeting, I mean if Ann's in my town, I tell Ann like, you don't go to the south part of town, I won't go to the north part of town, and we go, sweet, agreed. That's no good. That's a violation of Sherman Antitrust Act. Seems like you guys understand this, but just for people who are listening and maybe not writing in, who may find this a little confusing, the easy way to remember this is the Sherman Antitrust Act is there to promote free market competition. Free market competition. It's there to make sure that it's a free market competition, so there's competition, so the prices are fair for the consumers. That's what it's all about. Which of the following is an acceptable termination date for an enforceable exclusive listing of residential real property? A, 90 days from the completion of construction. B, whenever the loan is funded. C, 90 days after the listing agreement is signed. D, 3 days after notice of rescission of the seller. What do you guys think? What do you guys think on this one? Oops, I disconnected for a second. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, the beauty of doing online classes, right? Signed. Okay. All right. Because the rest of them, you don't know when those are going to happen. You don't know when the loan's going to be funded. You don't know when construction is going to be completed. And you don't know when the rescission of the seller is going to happen. Yeah, it was C. Okay, the answer is 90 days after the listing agreement was signed. Okay, moving on to the next one. Which of the following is created when possession and title do not occur at the same time? A, estate at sufferance. B, subordination clause. C, writ of execution. D, interim occupancy agreement. I would like to give you guys a definition, but the question kind of is the definition. All right. So when you sell the property and the buyer either moves in earlier or needs to stay a little or comes a little after, and you guys form an agreement for that interim period. Okay, Sophie. No, okay, since a little glitchy, I have a question, Joe. I promoted you on Instagram because I truly love your product and method. Do you care? Instagram doesn't seem the platform you get clients from. Oh, I always love a kind word. Who doesn't love a kind word? Thank you so much, Sophie. I appreciate that. I do use Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see I post a lot of questions there for you guys to go over. I'm trying to improve my expertise on Instagram a little bit by little bit. So anytime somebody says a kind word, I'm hugely appreciated. With that being said, as you guys pass and move on, I hope I could help you guys out too. And the best way for us to do that is to connect on LinkedIn, stay in touch with each other. And if you guys know about social media, the more you're connected with people who you have relationships with, as we do with each other now, the more we can help each other grow our business together. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, a safety clause is found in A, deposit receipt, B, loan broker statement, C, lease, D, listing agreement. Okay, and the answer is D, listing agreement. All right. If a person obtains a contract through duress, that contract is voidable, valid, void, or unenforceable. The answer is voidable. Good. Because remember, if I'm telling you, buy this house or else I'm going to do something terrible to you, okay? You don't have to buy this house because you're under duress. But also remember, what if you want to buy the house? What if you're like, hey, psycho, relax. I was going to buy a house anyway. No need for the craziness, okay? So that person acting crazy should not take away your ability to buy the house, okay? Arcelia wrote, can you give info on how to get the link? I'm going to post that on the page. I want you guys to write these questions to me, and I'm going to form my other webinar about marketing around those questions. So please write those, and then I could, do the exam stuff here, and we'll do the marketing stuff in the other ones. And you guys are now going to pass. We're going to make super lots and lots of money. That's my goal. I don't want you guys just passing. I also want you guys to be successful. And if I could help you guys with that, all the better. Because I truly believe the goal is not here just to pass an exam. Okay. So voidable. All right. Okay. So yes, you have questions. Let's write them down. Write them to me, and I'm going to build another class like this around that marketing stuff. But I do want to keep it separate. All right. The law that requires real estate contracts to be in writing to be enforceable is the A, law of descent and distribution, B, statute of limitations, C, parole evidence rule, D, statute of frauds. Okay, and the answer is D, statute of frauds. What's the statute of limitations? What's the statute of limitations? What do you guys think? So statute of frauds has to do with writing. Statute of limitations has to do with what? Time. Nice job, Latrice. Good job. It has to do with time. To assign a contract for the sale of real estate means to A, transfers one's rights under the contract, B, allow the seller and the buyer to exchange positions, C, permit another broker to act as an agent for the principal, D, record the contract with the county records office. And the answer is there you go. Transfers one's rights under the contract. Okay. Okay. So when you assign something, you're fully giving away. You see this a lot with leases. Okay. The difference between assigning and subletting. All right. Assigning, you're fully getting rid of that lease. Subletting, you maybe give it up possession, but you're not giving responsibility. Does that make sense? But the word assignment means you're just fully transferring the rights to somebody else. Okay, you're think of it this way: you're assigning it over to somebody else. Okay, you're signing everything over. Under influence or duress applied to one party to a contract makes the contract A, invalid, B, void, C, unenforceable, D, voidable. Okay, we went over this quite a bit between void and voidable. Good. If you guys pass and make like millions of dollars, just promise you one thing, that if I go to your town, you'll pick me up from the airport and maybe stop at Starbucks on the way into town. I just hate when I go to the airport and nobody's there to give me a ride. You guys promise if I visit your town, pick me up at the airport? Yes? Okay. Moving right along. So we did the void and voidable thing. Okay. Albert is a tenant and agrees to perform certain repairs for Bob, who is the owner. Despite repeated promises, Albert fails to perform the repairs. Bob then writes up a contract and compels Albert to sign it by threatening to evict him if he does not. Such a contract would be A, illegal, B, void, C, enforceable, or D, voidable. Okay, and the answer is D, because you see that word threatening, right, guys? Threatening, right? And that makes it voidable. Excellent. So the rest of it's just blah, 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 threatening, blah, 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 voidable. That's how that question should read to you. Blah, 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 threatening, blah, 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 voidable. Good. Arcelia, muchas gracias. Me encanta con enchiladas. In case you guys are wondering, I speak 4 languages, and then eventually I'll see if you guys could pick up which 4 they are. Not all of them perfectly, though. But as we get different people, you'll see me try and show off my language ability. Russian. До свидания. Okay. In accordance to the statute of frauds, which of the following must be in writing? A, a lease for a period of longer than 1 year. B, a listing contract. C, a single family residence offered by sale by owner. D, a lease on fruit or nut bearing tree for the time the fruit is in season so it can be picked. What do you guys think? And the answer is A, a listing for a period of longer than 1 year. There are certain types of listings you could have not in writing if they're for a short period of time, okay? That's never really practiced. That's really just law for your exam. That goes that always never rule of avoiding absolutes, like I've talked about a lot. Okay, the buyer of a home was not informed that the house was on a septic tank system. The buyer has the right to A, rescind the contract, B, sue the brokers for his license, C, remain silent, D, sue the title company for failure to disclose the problem. And the answer is A. Good. They have the right to rescind the contract. It's gross. There's a septic tank system. Yeah. Okay, that's a material fact. Material facts are things just like here in the explanation. Things like leaky roofs, poor insulations. All right, things are very tangible. In which of the following contract does one of the parties agree not to revoke an offer for a certain period of time? A, an option. B, estate for years. C, ratification. D, a listing contract. Okay, a lot of you guys are writing option. Good job. Is an option unilateral or bilateral? Unilateral or bilateral? Is an option unilateral or bilateral? What do you guys think? Okay. Anytime you see the word option, it's automatically unilateral. By definition, the word option means you do not have to do something, meaning you do not promise anything. All right, that's by definition what the word option means. Okay. So option automatically is unilateral. So whenever you guys see the word option in any of the questions or anything like that, it's automatically unilateral. Just think about what the word option means. It means you do not have to do something. And the definition of bilateral contract is a promise for a promise. So if you don't have to do something, by definition, you're not promising to do anything. So therefore, it can't be bilateral. Does that make sense, guys? What do you think? Yes? Hopefully it does. Any advance free contract used in connection with a real estate or business opportunity listing must include all the following except A, the date the fee is to be paid, B, the total amount of the advance fee to be charged, C, detailed description of the services to be performed, or D, a guarantee that the sale, lease, or exchange will be completed. Okay, what do you guys think? And the answer is D, a guarantee that the sale, lease, or exchange will be completed. The moment we see the word sale, that should be a dead giveaway. Okay. So advance fee means you just get paid a certain amount to go through things regarding listing a house. Okay. Maybe advertising, putting up signs, but you can never guarantee the sale. Okay. You could guarantee that you may put ads in a newspaper. You could guarantee you'll do open houses, but you can't guarantee the sale. Why can no agent ever guarantee a sale? Who knows why? Why can an agent never guarantee a sale? Why is that? What do you guys think? Why can't an agent or a broker ever guarantee a sale in any circumstance? There you go, Sophie. Good job. It's not your house. All right. That's why. It's a very simple answer, right? I mean, sometimes it's more obvious than you think. It's not your house. Okay. So at the end of the day, it's up to the seller to sign that contract. And if you bring some awesome buyer with all the terms and all the great things, and the seller just looks at him like, nah, I'm not into it. I don't like that person. They seem smelly to me. I don't know. I just don't want to work with them. Okay. Then that same seller can't turn around. I don't like them. You said you'd guarantee the sale of the house, and I just don't like them. So, you know what? You didn't do your job. That wouldn't be fair. So, at the end of the day, it's not your house. The seller has to make that decision, and that's out of your control. I think Sophie wrote that. Good. Okay. So, you could guarantee filling out forms, advertising on the internet, the newspaper. There's certain things you could guarantee. You could guarantee open houses every Sunday, but you can never guarantee the closure of the deal. Okay. There comes a point you bring something to the table, it's hands off for you. They have to sign that paper. Does that make sense, guys? I want you guys to remember that because that comes up in many different ways on your exam. When you talk about guarantees of sales, when you talk about employment contracts, listing contracts, certain forms of responsibility and disclosure. So it seems like an obvious thing, but I always want you guys to keep that in mind, that at the end of the day, it's the seller's responsibility, okay? It's the seller's responsibility. You're hired to help them with that responsibility in every single way. Much like doing your taxes, you may hire an accountant, but at the end of the day, you're the one paying for them and signing off on it, okay? All right. A listing agreement is essentially an A, purchase contract, B, option to sell, C, unilateral contract, D, employment contract. Okay, and the answer is D, a listing agreement is an employment contract. It's in the broker and the seller. Good, where you're hired to find a buyer. All right, good. So with that being said, guys, it's time for you guys to enjoy this holiday. Have a great 4th of July. And I want to thank everybody who's on that PrepAgent Real Estate Exam Study Group who is notifying me of all the trolls trying to sell weird apps and terrible things and trying to report people who are not contributing positively to our goals of selling real estate and passing the exam. So thank you, everybody who helps me with that. And also, enjoy the 4th of July. Be safe. There's a lot of crazies out there. And other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow. All right. So have a great day, guys. Talk to you guys soon.